काञ्चनाशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा वदामह्यं ददाति स्वावदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातः सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी अष्टप्रदेशधारिणे नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवर्षमानवी देवी दायकाय कृपाब्दये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्या श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनधारिणे रूपानुगा विरुदाभ सिद्धान्तद्वन्द्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बारसम्बोधे पदम्बोजायते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावधायते गौरवीर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रिया वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वंशकल्पातरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावरणाय कृष्णप्रेमाय कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरद्विषे नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्तव्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। चलथं सुरथौ पंगो मम मन्दा मध्यर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदम्बोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्यात् वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाधा श्रीमान् रत्नाकर सिंहासनस्थौ श्री श्री राधा शीलगोविन्द देवौ प्रेष्ठालिपि सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवता तथा हर्षन्तेन्दुस्वनर्गोपीर् गोपीमाता श्रियेष्णः Bhakta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Could everyone hear? On behalf of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and our beloved worshipable Acharyas of the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Parampara, we begin this ceremony of initiation. We begin by chanting this verse from Vedic literature. Om Apavitra Pavitroga Sarvavastam Gatopima Yasmare Pundarikaksham Sadhaya Yantaras. Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Srila Prabhupada, at the commencement of the taking of vows, would have us recite and meditate upon this prayer. Its meaning is the very purpose of initiation, the very purpose of the human form of life. Whether we are pure or impure, or even having passed through all various situations of life, one who remembers the supreme, beautiful, all-loving personality of Godhead becomes purified both within and without. Lord Chaitanya taught Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Satya Kapamaya Suravanadi Sudhijiti Koriya. The nature of the true self, the soul, is we are Nahanyate Hanyamane Sari, Najayate Mariyate Bhakadach. The soul is never born and will never die. We are eternal, full of knowledge and full of happiness. Why? Mamayvam so jiva loke jiva bhutasa. Because we are part and parcel. We are coming from the origin of all living beings, or Krishna, or God. Janmatyasya yataha. The Brahma Sutras begins with this aphorism. That the Absolute Truth, who has many names, God, Bhagavan, Ishvara, Krishna, is the origin of everything that exists and everyone. Because we are part of Krishna, we are without death. Because we are part of Krishna, we are filled with unwavering spiritual happiness. And that happiness is in the realization of God's love for us and our love for Krishna. But since a time that cannot be traced, we have forgotten that love. We have forgotten who we truly are and what we are actually yearning for. Distracted by endless alternatives presented by Maya. These distractions are compared to a mirage in the desert. When we are in a desert for many days under the heat of the blazing sun, and we're dying for water, nothing could quench our thirst except water. And we see a mirage. How much enthusiastic, determined, we'll give our life to reach that mirage because we think it's water. That is the situation within this world. We are seeking by nature the ever-flowing fountain of Krishna's love, of Krishna's beauty, of Krishna's infinitely attractive personality. We are longing to be reconnected. It is in that love that we are at home. There is no other home for the soul except to reside in God's love. But like strangers in a foreign land, we're trying to find that home in these mirages. But because dukkhalayam ashashvatam, everything is temporary in this world, when we try to find satisfaction in a mirage, we're really thinking, we're happy, I've made it. But after some time, we come to the conclusion that I have just fully drunk a handful of hot, dry sand. Abramabhuvana loka punar avartanojana mamupeti tukonteya punar janmana vidyate. From the highest place in this world to the lowest, they're all places that culminate in suffering, because everything's temporary. The body is temporary, all our possessions are temporary, all our relations are temporary. And death is inevitable. And even while we exist with these temporary connections, the soul is seeking limitless pleasure. And the pleasures of the physical and mental states are fleeting and extremely limited. Anandamayo Vyashat. We all have this in common, that we're seeking pleasure. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught in this simple verse, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, that the pleasure we're seeking is within our own hearts. When we reconnect to our own eternal souls, we understand the nature of the soul. Srila Prabhupada explained, just understanding that we're eternal, we're beyond death, just understanding this state that is at peace from all the anxieties and miseries of this world is only a partial experience of who we are and our true potential.
I was just told that my TV has no audio. What?
Because within the eternality, what is the nature of the soul? What is Sanatana Dharma? It is to love the Supreme Being, to love Krishna, and to be an instrument of that love in whatever we do, wherever we are, and whoever we are with. That is our true nature. The disconnection is due to ahankara, this false ego. We are thinking in terms of I am this body, I am the designations of this body, and whatever is in relation to this body is mine. But we are not this body. We are in this body. We are hearing through our ears and seeing through our eyes. We are an all beautiful, all loving part of God. That's our nature. To reconnect with that love for Krishna is the very purpose and essence of all religion, all spirituality, all dharma. Anyabhilashita sunyam jnana karmanya navidam anukulyena Krishna nubhav. That Rupa Goswami tells that pure devotion, pure love, is to serve Krishna in a favorable way for Krishna's pleasure with love. And that love is not tainted by any ulterior motives. Neither material prosperity, elevation to higher realms of heavens, the achievement of supernatural powers, or even liberation, mukti. Pure love is simply for the sake of the pleasure of our beloved. This ceremony is focused on this principle. We are taking these vows today with the commitment to purify our hearts through the path of bhakti so that we can awaken this unconditional, unmotivated spiritual love. Athapunyatvijastreshtas varnashamidipakashash vanushtatasya dharmasya samsadir haridosha. The only success that's connected to our eternal being, the soul, is when Krishna is pleased by our intention and by our endeavor. Initiation is not simply an external ceremony. Initiation is a spirit that is to be integrated in every aspect of our life. Krishna is all pure. And when we associate with Krishna, we become purified. When we associate with anything that is in relation to Krishna, Krishna's devotees, Krishna's names, Krishna's character and qualities of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam describing, we become purified. When we are engrossed in Krishna's service, with an absorption to please Krishna, we become purified. Because Krishna is all pure. In the Srimad Bhagavatam it is said that all the knowledge and all the instructions and all the injunctions of all the scriptures are meant to bring us to the following of two instructions. To always remember Krishna, to never forget Krishna. As we become purified, Jeev Jago, our love awakens. And as Srimad Bhagavatam declares, when we water the root of the tree, that water extends to every part of the tree. To the extent love for Krishna awakens in our heart, to that extent we become an instrument of Krishna's compassion to all living beings, to all things, to all creation. That is our true nature. In Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find a story about the original Guru, who all other gurus are representatives, instruments of. In this particular narration, the original Guru is Krishna, who manifests as the spiritual master, as Balaram or Nityananda Prabhu. As Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Balaram Nitai is the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead, teaching us how to serve and how to love. Yesterday was the Chira Panihati festival, where Radhanath Das Goswami was seeking the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He was so wealthy. His parents were what could be compared to billionaires today. He was young. He was very handsome, extremely talented. He had popularity. He had everything that anyone could possibly aspire for in this world. But he only wanted to engage his full energy in the loving service of Krishna in the form of Lord Chaitanya. But with whatever he had and all of his intelligence and all of his connections, he couldn't do it. There were forces beyond his own that was holding him back. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Have you ever experienced forces holding you back from pure unalloyed devotional service? And no matter what abilities we have, resources we have, it's never enough. Daiviheshu gunamayi mama maya durateya mama ivami papajyanti maya meta taranti. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells that this material energy is very difficult to overcome. These gunas, these three modes of goodness, passion, ignorance, are like ropes that keep us bound. Our intelligence, our physical strength, our wealth, our street smart here in New York, nothing can free us. It's a force more powerful. Maya Yakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. It's Krishna's energy, Maya. But when we take shelter of the Lord, then we can easily overcome all these obstacles. Nityananda Prabhu was in Panihati, sitting under a magnificent banyan tree on the banks of the river Ganges. That banyan tree is still there on the banks of the river Ganges. He was sitting with his associates. And here is Radhanath Das, such a highly esteemed, successful leader of society. And he bowed down from a distance because he was so humble. He felt unqualified to come near Lord Nityananda. And this is a very important instruction for all of us. These beautiful historical narrations are full of instructions. He was not coming to demand his guru, I want this. He felt himself very unqualified and just quietly bowed down from a distance. But the Lord in the heart understands our sincerity of intent. And all of our spiritual advancement is actually how Krishna within our heart reciprocates with our sincerity. Our beloved Guru, Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya, would often plead with us, almost beg us, to be sincere and serious. In fact, Srila Prabhupada explained, it's very difficult to get love for Krishna. Because when you get love for Krishna, Krishna, who is all-powerful, Achyuta, he willingly accepts being conquered by the love of his devotee. So Krishna doesn't give that love easily. It is very rare. But Lord Chaitanya taught Sanatana Goswami, if we are sincere, serious, and without ulterior motives, Krishna easily gives us that love. And when he gives us that love, he gives us himself forever. So the sincerity of Radhanath Das Goswami, his humility, despite having so much power and so much influence, his humility and his will to serve, his gratitude, was recognized by Lord Nityananda. And he called him over. He said, Radhanath, why are you hiding like this? Why are you keeping distance? This is what a thief does. Therefore you must be punished. Your punishment is, there are hundreds of devotees here and thousands more will come. I want you to feed them all. Chira and dahi. Chipped rice and yogurt. As a spiritual master, He taught him how to receive the blessings of all the devotees by serving everyone with sincerity. Radhanath was so enthusiastic. Whatever he had, he just went and bought from every little shopkeeper. The shopkeepers were happy. He fed the devotees. Soon all the people of the town were coming. He was feeding them with so much care, so much attention. Lord Nityananda was so happy that he, in his meditation, he called Lord Chaitanya to personally come to participate in this feast, but nobody could see him except Nityananda Prabhu and a few others. So this is the path of getting the mercy of the Lord. Gopi Bharatur Pradakamalayora Dasa 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 Anudas. To be the servant of the servant of the servant. And one who thinks that they have a very high and intimate relationship with their guru but they don't need to offer respect and love and service to the devotees and to the people in general, actually doesn't have a good relation with his guru at all. We find in this story, Nityananda the Guru was pleased because Radhanath Das Goswami was the servant of the servant of the servant, and he gave great pleasure, with great care and attention, service to everyone. And Nityananda Prabhu the next day, he was approached by Radhanath Das Goswami, and he said to all the devotees, please give him your blessings. And they all gave their heartfelt blessings. You can't bribe a person to give blessings. Blessings are something that naturally spring from the heart when we're pleased. So all the devotees bestowed their blessings, and Radhanath Das Goswami went to each and every person and took the dust of their feet with all sincerity. I'm your servant. And then Nityananda Prabhu said, because you have served everyone so well, and because you have pleased them, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pleased with you. And very soon you will attain eternal loving service to the Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya. And he will put you under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami. Soon after this, Radhanath Das Goswami went to Jagannath Puri, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he received Radhanath with great happiness, he put him under the care of Swarup Damodar Goswami, to be the servant of the servant, of the servant. Radhanath Das Goswami would hardly speak to Lord Chaitanya, although he was in his presence. For about 18 years. He would speak to Swarup Damodar Goswami. And by doing that, Lord Chaitanya gave him even more mercy. This is the principle of the concept of guru and disciple. If we want to please our gurus, we please the Vaishnavas. Trinadapi Sunichena Tharo Ibasa Hishnuna Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadhara. To strive to be more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree. But the next part is even more challenging. To offer all respect to others and to expect no respect for oneself. How is that possible? When we reorient our thinking to be an actual servant of the servant of the servant, we become a well-wisher of others. We transcend the quality of envy. And our joy in life is to respect others, to honor others. Param dristvani vartate. To the degree we taste that experience, we don't crave to be respected and honored ourselves. Samsiddhir haritosha. And that's what pleases Krishna. Radhanath Das Goswami is our Prayojana Guru. He's teaching the highest realms of the gopis' love for Krishna, the ecstatic love of gopis. Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami are our Sambandha and Abhideya Gurus, establishing our relationship with Krishna, teaching us how to serve Krishna with deep attachment. And Radhanath Das Goswami personifies the perfection of the unmotivated, uninterrupted, ecstatic love of the gopis for Krishna. And what is his example as our Acharya? The servant of the servant of the servant, who was very determined to perform his spiritual practices. We are committing ourselves today to chant at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, to follow these regulative principles, no illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, eating, and to actually live in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. This commitment, Radhanath Das Goswami, it describes how he followed the principles. He chanted hundreds and thousands of names of Krishna every day. He would offer his Dandavat pranams to thousands of times to the devotees every day. And it's described, his observance was like the lines in stone. You cannot remove lines in stone. They're there permanently. Vyavashayatmaka budhirete hakudunandana bahushaka vinantashta budhayo vyavashayanam. Krishna tells those who are on this path are resolute in purpose. Their aim is one. Dritavrat, of determination. Enechi ashadi maya nashi boroladi harinam mahamantra lavaturi. Lord Chaitanya has come with the most powerful of all medicines to cure us from the disease of ignorance, to awaken the treasure of love, prema dan, from within us. And that is God's holy names. Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtan. These beautiful names of the Lord are not material sound vibrations. They have descended from the spiritual world of Goloka. Goloka is the highest realm of the spiritual world, where the absolute truth, the controller of all controllers, the source of everything that exists, is eternally reciprocating with the love of his devotees as Shamsundar, Gopinath, a cowherd boy, where he accepts the love of being the child for a mother, the friend of the cowherd boys, and the lover of the gopis. Srila Prabhupada gives the analogy, a judge in the courtroom is approached, Your Honor. You don't approach the judge, Your Honor, and offer certain etiquette and respect, you are breaking laws. But when the judge comes home, the children jump on him, the children wrestle with him, the wife tells him to take out the garbage. Where is the judge happiest? In this world, we're happiest where there's intimacy of love. In the intimacy of love, we subordinate ourselves to that love. Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan subordinates himself to the love of his devotees forever and gives the most intimate, loving experience that's ever increasing to his devotees, the Brajvasis. This Mahamantra has descended from Goloka. Yada yada yadanamasya glanir bharata. Krishna descends into this world again and again and again to establish various pure religious principles according to the time, the place, the people. Kali Kale Namarupe Krishna Avatar. And in the age of Kali, the Lord especially incarnates as the sound vibration of the holy names. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, of the 9 processes of devotional service, which is most important? Sravanam Kirtanam Smarana Bandhana Pada Sevana Dasyade Pujana Sakijana Atmani Vedana. Lord Chaitanya replied, Kirtan, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Sravana Kirtan. When we're chanting, we're hearing. Kirtan means chanting the holy names. Kirtan also means describing the glories of the Lord. And Sravanam is hearing. The beginning of our spiritual lives is to be in the association of devotees and to hear, and in that association to be inspired to chant. And Krishna's holy names, Chaitodarapana Marajana, cleanses the heart, awakens ecstatic love. If we chant attentively, sincerely, and we live in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. If we're truly in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant, we will not perform the 10 offenses to the holy names. We must avoid these offenses. Aspire not to achieve fame, but to achieve humility. Aspire not to achieve recognition, but to be a well-wisher of others. Aspire not to enjoy the things of this world, but to be willing to tolerate inconveniences for the well-being of others. These principles is what is the spirit of initiation. And to the degree we take this very seriously, Krishna's mercy will cleanse us, restore us, and empower us. Srila Prabhupada, he came here to the East Village in 1965 and 66 to share this matchless gift with us. Such a matchless gift. He didn't come just to give us love of God, but the love of God of the gopis and the gopas of Sri Vrindavan town. Who are we to receive that? And when he was asked, how could we repay you? Srila Prabhupada gave the simple instruction: receive what I've given you by following. And whatever you have received, share it with others. The more we share Srila Prabhupada's mercy, Krishna's mercy, the more we receive. And how did Srila Prabhupada share? Sometimes he would say, I see all of you as the representatives of my Guru Maharaj. Even the master in spiritual life is only taking that role as the humble servant. Jivera Swarupur Krishna Nityadas. We are eternally servants of Krishna. Whatever role we have, whether we're GBCs, or we're initiating, or we're Shiksha Gurus, or temple presidents, or directors, pujaris, mothers, fathers, whether we're in business, agriculture, engineers, whatever we may be, we're all here together to assist one another in assisting Srila Prabhupada in sharing the matchless gift of pure love for Krishna with the world. That's our only identity. The roles we play are just a way to express what the Spirit is, the servant of the servant of the servant. Meant to the will of our gurus, the will of Srila Prabhupada and our previous acharyas. We're simply serving others by sharing that. I'm very proud of all of you who are coming forward today from so many different places. I'm very grateful to you. Each of you has personally demonstrated a sincere and earnest desire to live by these principles. And you've given great pleasure to those who you are serving with. Continue serving the Vaishnavas, your leaders, wherever you may be, and know that I will forever be grateful to you. And I'm very honored that you're accepting me as your servant in this, in whatever way, Srila Prabhupada may designate me to serve you. Thank you very much.
Krishna Maharaj, I promise to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on my beads every single day. I promise to follow the 4 regulative principles, namely no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. I also vow to serve you, the devotees, and Srila Prabhupada's mission in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant.
Hare Krishna. Could everyone hear? Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm very happy to offer you the name Nayana Manjari Devi Dasi. Nayana Manjari Devi Dasi.
Thanks for Santia to come forward. Ramakrishna Prabhu, please pay pranams to Srila Prabhupada.
I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds in daily basis. So I follow the regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication. And I also vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of servant of the servant. Thank you for giving me Srila.
Did you say any parents who are here should come up on the...
If we have parents of initiates that would like to share some words, then they will also have an opportunity. So you would like to come forward, then you can please come forward as each initiate is coming to pay pranams. Please come forward at that time.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, we're happy to offer you the name Shama Prayasi Devi Dasi.
Ramakrishna Prabhu, come forward. Nishant, please come take pranams from Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I vow to chant every day minimum of 16 rounds Hare Krishna Mahamantra with beads, and I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and I vow to serve the Srila Prabhupada mission in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, honored to give you the name Ram Gopal Das. Ram Gopal Das Prabhu ki
For each initiate, if your parents are here, please have them come forward as you do. You can take dust from their lotus feet. Thank you.
Guru Maharaj, thank you for accepting me as your disciple. I take vow to follow 4 regulative principles, namely no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. I take vow to chant at least 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beads every day, and serve a mission of Srila Prabhupada in mood of humble servant of servant of servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, it's my honor to give you the name Nadia Kishore Das.
Anishman, please come forward, offer pranam to Srila Prabhupada. Kevin Tobar also can come forward and offer pranam to Srila Prabhupada.
Yogeshwar Prabhu, please come and speak words of blessings. Yogeshwar Prabhu should give him microphone.
You fill my heart with joy, Radhanath Swami. Look what you're doing for Srila Prabhupada. It's such a pleasure, such an honor to watch the future of Srila Prabhupada's movement take place before our very eyes. I wish every one of Srila Prabhupada's disciples had become like you. What you're doing is just unparalleled. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I wasn't expecting that. Thank you, Yogeshwar Prabhu, for being a guiding light and inspiration for our movement.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I vow to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra regularly every day, and I vow to follow 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I vow to help Srila Prabhupada mission in a mood of servant and servant. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Parampara, we're happy to give you the name Ananda Vilas Das.
Ananda Vilas Das Prabhu ki jai! As for Dr. Kevin to come forward, take dust from the Your mother would like to say anything?
Well, for me, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here for my son's initiation, and I'm very happy for him. Thank you.
And I also come forward to offer obeisances to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of Maha Mantra per day. I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. And I vow to serve Srila Prabhupada in his mission, all of the devotees, in the mood of the servant, of the servant, of the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our worshipable acharyas, it is my joy to offer you the name Kishore Chandra Das.
Kishore Chandra Das Prabhu ki jai! Ask Hannah to come forward. Gopal Lila Prabhu is here, can also come forward. And for Mike Eper, he can come pay pranams to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day on my Japanese. I vow to follow the 4 regulatory principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm honored to give you the name Rasika Manjari Devi Dasi.
Rasika Manjari Devi Dasi ki jai! And ask for Mike to come forward and for Spring to pay obeisances to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant at least 16 rounds every day, Maha Mantra. I vow to follow the 4 regular principles, namely no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling. And I vow to serve the mission of the Vaishnavas and Srila Prabhupada and you in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Parampara, very honored to offer you the name Madhava Puri Das.
Madhava Puri Das Prabhu ki jai! Spring, you could have Laura if she would like to share something. Spring's mother.
My heart is rejoicing to know that my daughter has chosen a walk with love, and humility, and peace. I don't know what to say except that she has always wanted to serve people at the time she was very, very, very young. And I'm just, I'm just so thrilled to know that she has attached herself to a group that will just help her to continue to grow in these areas of her life. To please God with all of her soul and mind and strength. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you. I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra on my Japamala every day. I vow to follow the 4 regular principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. And I vow to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission and to serve you in the mood of the servant, of the servant, of the servant, of the servant. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, it's truly my honor to offer you the name Braja Rani Devi Dasi.
Able to come forward, for Naresh Chawan to come and pray pranams to Prabhupada. Radhanath Pandit Prabhu, if your parents, you would like to share?
I wish her that she become a great devotee and follow all the principles, and this is what since I gave her. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I was waiting since last 3 years. When she is going to get initiation, finally the day came. And I am so happy. Whether she is sick or whatever it is, she comes every Tuesday to make the garlands. I am very happy that she is very sincere in her devotional service. And just please keep on showering on your blessings on her, so she can continue whole life. Whole life she can do the devotional service.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for accepting all of us under your shelter. I've seen how hard Aibula has been working on her own spiritual journey, and as my mom said, and extremely determined to come and do her service, no matter how her health is and whatever else is going on. And I'm just so proud of her and the determination she's had over the last 5 years to get to this point. And I'm just really praying to you to keep us all in your shelter. Pray for us that we can serve you, serve all of the devotees here in this community and the communities around here as well. And I'm hoping that soon that we can both serve together here on the altar at some point. We can come back and serve together here on the altar and other things. So definitely looking forward to doing more service with Aibula here at the Bhakti Center. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for giving us so much shelter.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on my beats daily and follow the 4 regular principles, namely no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. I also vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada, serve you and the devotees in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant. Thank you for accepting my sincere.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara's behalf, I'm very happy to give you the name Braja Saki Devi Das.
For Naresh to come forward and Amita Chauhan to come pay pranam to Srila Prabhupada.
Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 16 rounds minimum daily. I also vow to follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. I also vow to serve the devotees, you, and Srila Prabhupada's mission in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Thank you, Maharaj, for accepting me.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara, we offer you the name Nandan Acharya Das.
And ask for Amita to come forward and Naman to come forward to pay obeisances to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds daily on my japa beads. I also vow to follow 4 regulatory principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. And I also vow to serve Prabhupada's mission in a mood of servant of service.
Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara, it's my joy to offer you the name Ananda Rasa Devi Dasi.
It's for Naman to come forward and Bruno to come forward and offer pranams to Srila Prabhupada.
Krishna, Srila Gurudev, I vow to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra daily on my nights. I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles, namely no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and I vow to serve in Srila Prabhupada's mission through you in the mood of servant of the servant of the servant. Thank you very much for accepting me.
Srila Prabhupada, our Guru Parampara, we offer you the name Nanda Gopal Das.
Nanda Gopal Das Prabhu
Everybody should say it more enthusiastically.
Nanda Gopal Das Prabhu
Back to all the others in this.
Bruno, please come forward. And Raghuvira Prabhu, please come pay pranams.
Maharaj, I just want to call my wife to speak some words. It's very important for me. Kamalakshi Rupini, please.
Thank you very much, Maharaj, for accepting Bruno as your disciple. He has a lot of determination. He's very sincere in his process. He has been going through a real heart surgery with this process. It's not like a social thing or something like that. He's going very deep in this process. So I really hope you can give him all the blessings so that he can become a very good devotee and help in Prabhupada's mission and in your mission, in this very special mood that you have of serving all the devotees. It is very important, it's a very important moment for him to give this step and leave all that he went through behind and go to this new moment of his life. It's really very important for us. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for accepting me in your shelter. I vow to chant the sweet name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna mantra, the japa, at least 16 rounds a day. I vow also to follow the 4 regulative principles: no intoxication, no intimate, no illicit sex, no gambling. As Prabhupada used to say. And I also vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada and previous acharyas through your lotus feet as a servant, as a servant, as a servant forever. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Sampradaya, honor to offer you the name Baladev Nitai Das.
Baladev Nitai Das Prabhu ki! Ask Raghuvira to come forward and Govardhan to come pay pranams to Prabhupada.
I want to chant 16 rounds minimum on my beats every day, and I also want to chant. I follow 4 regulative principles: no meditation, no intoxication, no illicit, no gambling. And also, I want to serve Prabhupada mission in the name of serving others.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara behalf, we offer you the name Ram Swarup Das.
Ram Swarup Das Prabhu ki! Ask for Govardhan to come forward and Basant Tamani also to come forward to pay pranams.
I know that I will chant regularly around 16 rounds every day on my beats. I follow 4 relative principles: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no gambling, and no illicit sex, no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. I vow that I will serve Prabhupada's mission as a servant of servant for my entire life. Hare Krishna.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada, happy to give you the name Govardhan Prasad Das.
Presented money, please come forward. We'll ask for Srinivas to come pay pranams also.
Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara offer you the name Vasant Leela Devi Das.
Vasant Leela Devi Das ki! Srinivas, please come forward. Hemalata, please come pay pranams.
hope that I will chant 16 rounds every day, Hare Krishna Mahamantra on my chanting days. I hope I will follow the 4 related principles: no meditating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. I also hope to serve mission of Srila Prabhupada, the mood of servant of the servant, the servant of the servant. Thank you very much for accepting.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada Guru Parampara, honored to give you the name Srinivas Ananda Das.
Hemalata, please come forward. Darshan, please come. Take pranams.
Hare Krishna every day on chanting days, and I will follow 4 regulative principles of no eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit. And I go to serve Srila Prabhupada mission in the mood of servant to servant. Thank you so much.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, honored to offer you the name Hema Radhika Devi Dasi.
Hema Radhika Devi Dasi ki! Darshan, please come forward. And Sagar, please come take pranams.
Satyabhama Mataji, she has played the role of my parents all the time, and she is present here. I want her to say something.
Hare Krishna, I would like to speak on behalf of all the Canadian devotees who are here taking initiation. It's a very special occasion for all of us because we don't really get to see Maharaj that often. And despite of that, they are extremely dedicated and determined to follow in the footsteps of Maharaj. Darshan himself has been waiting for a very long time, and it's a great honor for all of us to be here. Thank you so much, Maharaj.
I vow to chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least daily on beats. I vow to follow the 4 relative principles, namely no eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I vow to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission in a humble mood of servant to servant. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for accepting.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, it is my honor to give you the name Damodar Charan Das.
Damodar Charan Das Prabhu ki! Sagar, please come. And Satish, please come forward for pranams.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on my beats every day. I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles, namely no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex. I also vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of servant of servant of servant. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for accepting me as a servant.
Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, happy to offer you the name Sundar Murari Das.
Sundar Murari Das Prabhu ki Satish Prabhu, please come, and Luciani, please come to announce.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra on my chanting beats every day for rest of my life. I vow to I vow to follow the four regulatory principles, namely no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I vow to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission by serving Guru Maharaj and other Vaishnavas in the mode of servant of the servant of the servant. And thanks for accepting me as your disciple and giving us the Sambandha connection.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, we offer you the name Sureshwar Nimai Das.
Sureshwar Nimai Das Prabhu ki Deborah Wood can come pay pranams to Srila Prabhupada.
So I vow to chanting Mahamantra Hare Krishna 16 hours of the rest of my life. I vote no gambling, no illicit sex, no meat, and no intoxicated. And I vote to serve Srila Prabhupada of the rest of my life and the mode of the servant of the servant of the servant. And I vote to serve you as you want.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, it is my honor to give you the name Lalita Kishori Devi Dasi.
Lalita Kishori Devi Dasi. Deborah, please come forward, and Marco can please come pay pranams to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So grateful to be here right now. I promise to chant these 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. I promise to follow the four regulative principles of no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. And I promise to serve the mission of Prabhupada and serve you and the devotees in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'd be honored to offer you the name Gaurangi Priya Devi Dasi.
Gaurangi Priya Devi Dasi ki Marco, please come forward. I'll ask for Dr. Mike also to come forward. Pay pranams.
Hello, Deborah Maharaj, I'm sorry. Hare Krishna Maharaj. I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of my japa beads every day. And I vow to follow the 4 regular principles, namely, no meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling. No intoxication. And I vow to serve the mission of Prabhupada and the mode of the servant, of the servant, of the servant. Thank you for accepting me.
Thank you for accepting me. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, it's my happiness to offer you the name Gopal Chandra Das.
Gopal Chandra Das. The mic, please come forward. Ask for John to come pay pranams.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you so much. I vow to chant minimum 16 rounds Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on my Japamala every day, follow 4 regulative principles, no intoxication, no meat eating, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I also vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada and the servant of the servant of the servant.
On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, it's my great honor to offer you the name Gauranga Avatar Das.
Gauranga Avatar Das Prabhu Ki. Ask for Bhaktajan to come forward and Alicia to come pay pranams.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I'm so fortunate to be here. I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on my beads every day. I vow to follow the 4 regular principles: no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And I vow to support Srila Prabhupada's mission, and the other devotees with humility and the move of the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I'm very happy to offer you the name Jagannath Vilas Das.
Jagannath Vilas Das Prabhu Ki. Ask Alicia to come forward and Simon to come pay pranams. Yogeshwar.
I know this is about as close to giving birth as I think I'll ever have. You have a wonderful disciple here, and you have a wonderful spiritual master. Much happiness.
I get to be the servant of your servant.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, accepting me as your disciple. I vow to chant a minimum of 16 rounds daily on the beads of the Maha Mantra. I vow to follow the 4 regular principles: no eating meat, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex. And I vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada and the servant.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, I am very happy to offer you the name Anuradha Devi Dasi.
Anuradha Devi Dasi ki. Dr. Simon, please come, and Team Sarah, please come and get pronounced. Hare Krishna Maharaj. First of all, I would like to offer my gratitude to my mentor Buddha Bhavana Prabhu, somewhere in the back. Maharaj, I vow to chant at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day. I vow to you to follow these 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. And I vow to engage in the mission of Srila Prabhupada and you in the mood of being the servant of the servant. Thank you so much for accepting.
Thank you, Prabhu. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, very happy to offer you the name Sri Gauranga Das.
Shri Gauranga Das Prabhu ki. As for Ajay Srivastava Prabhu, let's come take pranams.
Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for accepting me. I vow today to chant minimum of 16 rounds of Hare Krishna for the rest of my life and forever. I promise you to follow the 4 regulative principles: no illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication. And I promise you that I will live my life in a humble and sincere and loving mood of the servants of the servants of the servants, to serve your mission, the mission of Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees. Thank you.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Srila Prabhupada and our Guru Parampara, very honored to offer you the name Sri Manjari Devi Dasi.
Shri Manjari Devi Dasi ki. Ajay Srivastava to come forward.
Krishna Maharaj, I vow to chant 16 rounds on my beats daily for the rest of my life. I vow to follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no sex, and no alcohol, no intoxications. I vow to serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada in the mode of the servant of the servant of the servant, and serve you and the devotees. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for accepting me. I would also like to thank the Bhakti Center family. I'm just here because of them. So thank you, every one of you. Without this community, I would have never made it here. So thank you to everybody. Thank you very much.
Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, it's our great happiness to offer you the name Achyuta Keshava Das.
Achyuta Keshava Das Prabhu ki. We like to ask for all of our second initiates if they can stand. Shyam Mohini, who can all have you stand up. And we'll have all the devotees shower their blessings. Damodar, Majanpu, Srinivas Govinda, Subhadra Rani, Naveen Radharani, Sachipran Haridas, Anand Gauranga, Amrita Keli Devidas. You all stay, you can stay standing, you can stand up, you can stay standing. Bhima Pran, who? Bhagavad Acharya Das, Vallabhi Gopi Devidasi. Shama Prema Devidasi also can stand. All the devotees that are assembled here today, we can shower them with our blessings by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times.
As any Srila Prabhupada disciples, they could speak some blessings.
Any Srila Prabhupada disciples, we have your mother Rukmini, like to say a few words and ask any of the devotees that Srila Prabhupada disciples that are here.
Hare Krishna. Such an honor to be here and see all these very sincere devotees, such dear friends, so many of you coming forward from so many places in the world. And of course, Simon, Sarah, all your new names. And to see your parents here, and such an honor to be here sitting next to Spring's mother. And I was just thinking that it's so beautiful that all the traditions of the world teach. I was thinking this morning that St. Paul said 3 things are important: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of all is love. And that's what you're teaching here. And it's so beautiful to see Rajarani's mother resonating so deeply with your mood of teaching all of these disciples to be the servant of the servant of the servant. So she's telling me this is the mood of Jesus Christ. This is the mood of the great devotees of the Lord. So thank you so much. And all prayers to Srila Prabhupada, all of you.
And have all the second initiates, you can sit down. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So it is with great pleasure that we welcome all of you to our family. And with the prayer that we can serve together, we've heard, I don't know how many times, but 40, 50, 60 times? How many? Anyway, we heard about being the servant of the servant of the servant in the mission of our Srila Prabhupada. And so we are very, very pleased to be able to join together with you in this mission. And we've also had some of you, particularly Anna, she was one of our spiritual children in some ways in Mayapur sometimes. So it's seeing the progress of the devotees in their path means a lot to all of us. It shows us how Krishna is pulling us. And we hope to be pulled in the same way, with the same energy, same enthusiasm that you've all been pulled forward in your life of service to Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Satraj Prabhu, is he still in the temple? Any spottings of Satraj?
Hare Krishna. Today is disappearance day of Mukunda Datta. And I believe also Kolavecha Shuddha. And it's also Snan Yatra. I read the calendar properly. And those are 3 different lectures. Snan Yatra, we bathe Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. And such an inconceivably wonderful festival where Krishna allows us to clean him as we are being cleaned in the process. Reciprocation of how Krishna makes himself accessible to his devotees. When I was at the bedside of His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj for about 7.5 weeks, he would love to speak about Vasudeva Datta. In fact, in his final Vyas Puja offering to Srila Prabhupada, he wrote, Vasudeva Datta, he prayed that all the sins of every living being in the entire universe would come upon his head, so that he could suffer perpetually, so that everyone could go back to Krishna. And Lord Chaitanya heard this from Vasudeva Datta, that was his only prayer, the only blessing he desired. Lord Chaitanya, he cried, his voice was choked, and he said, "You are Prahlad Maharaj." So this was a meditation of Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. He wanted to do anything and make any sacrifice so that devotees could be happy. So weeks and weeks went by. He was supposed to leave after 3 days when I was there. But now about 5 weeks or something passed. And any day he thought he could leave. And he was very much looking forward to going through that doorway back to the spiritual world. And one day he was laying in bed and I said, today is the disappearance day of Mukunda Datta, the younger brother of Vasudeva Datta. And he started weeping, crying, Vasudeva Datta, today is the disappearance day of his brother, Vasudeva Datta. He said, today will be the best day for me to leave. And we asked to arrange a kirtan for devotees to come and chant for him so that he could leave on this day. And for hours, devotees were chanting and chanting and chanting in his room, and he was laying there meditating on serving Prabhupada in the mood of Vasudeva Datta. And then after some hours, he stopped the kirtan and said, I guess Krishna doesn't want me to leave today. Everyone can go home. That was his mood. And that wonderful pastime took place on this day. Thank you all very much. Let us follow in the footsteps of the great souls. It's a day where we are truly celebrating your sincere commitments to Srila Prabhupada's mission. Oh my God.
His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj ki Srila Prabhupada ki Jai Gaura Premanandi